What's up, y'all? Greetings, all my dreamers and dreamettes. It's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel or new to this live, you don't know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. Okay, good morning. Good vibes to all my peoples out there. What's good, y'all? It's Friday. Should be feeling very good. The weather's kind of iffy, though. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The weather's really iffy, man. My allergies are they beat me up this morning. I was actually, rushing and trying to get things together, but I had things figured out for you guys, and just some things I wanted to bring to you guys, as well. Keep you guys updated on my latest drop videos that you guys got to go check out, so we can have our debates and we can have our conversations. You dig? Look at this little mini. Guys, get your water. Stay hydrated. Water is life. Okay, we got a lot to talk about, man. What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling though? How y'all feeling out there in the world, man? How is the world feeling? We're coming off this energy of all the politicians and the back and forth, but we still find our way to get our little happy points and happy spaces we can carve out for ourselves. Man. As far as me, I'm feeling like I'm mid energy today. Due to my allergies, my chest is a little tight under here. You get the little. So I'm gonna give it to you guys the best way I can, and you guys need to uplift my energy. So I'm gonna be counting on you guys to give me a little help through this as well. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is Young Miami's emotional breakdown over Diddy's allegations. There's a few things that I wanted to touch with the Young Miami, but first and foremost, we're gonna send her some healing energy, because when a person reaches a point of change or just wanting to change their life or see things a little differently or going through any things like this, healing energy is also needed too. It doesn't matter how big of the problem or how small of the problem, she needs some healing energy, because just this one thing that it was a little iffy on. I think she should also take her podcast onto, because I don't know, is she, because she's still part of Revolt, and I seen it was on the same platform, and just speaking out, not really saying too much, but what I could say, I believe everybody has learning lessons, and some people could take those lessons that they learn and move on from it and really prosper. But the whole thing that I take out of the whole relationship between Young Miami and Diddy, it was a relationship that was not based on, I can't tell people if they love each other, but it looks more like it was a business slash type of relationship. Just her upgrading, the things, giving him a new light to the younger generation, and him just having that space where he's dealing with somebody that at a younger age. It was just like, I feel like it was more like a business and a sexual thing more than anything. But we all learn our lessons. When it comes down to the whole Diddy situation, I don't feel like, if you're gonna, everybody's situation dealing with somebody is gonna be completely different. And I think she came at a time where all this stuff was from his past, and all these things lined up to Diddy at this point, and she came at the end point. So her experience with him is going to be completely different, and she has to be very careful of how she presents it out, because they are victims of the same person that you was dating. They might have not, you might not have went through that stuff, but it doesn't say that the victims of that man, can't look at that like, you're trying to clean him up or trying to give him a better life. But you're just saying your experience, so it's understandable. And I think when she was speaking on JT, I felt like JT, I like JT too. JT, I feel like she's seen a little more than maybe Young Miami would have seen. Like, she probably looked past the money or looked past the status, and maybe she's seen something in with the whole hip hop. I feel like JT took a different lens to it and said, you know what, I don't like none of this, because she gives me the vibe where she could read people well too. And if she doesn't feel like the situation is not what she expected it to be, you're not going to be able to push JT in any situation she doesn't want to be in. So I feel like that disconnection in between there is where that could have kind of formulated. Because, I mean, you're dealing with somebody that's willing to go through whatever it takes to get to a certain point, and then her partner looks like doesn't want to, put up with that nonsense. So it's two different energies that could have clashed. So that's what I feel about that. We got the another thing I seen Travis Scott. He was he got arrested, and I don't know, with all these arrests and all this hip hop going back and forth, you got to be very careful of the things you do when you're going out there and you're in the public, especially in these times right now. As a hip hop artist, you have to be more responsible when you're in these events. And sometimes I'm seeing a lot, not just sometimes, I'm seeing a lot of hip hop artists getting targeted too. So just knowing that artists are being targeted for certain things just to get lawsuits and different things like that, you got to be very aware and keep your circle just in control of the things that you do, so you won't get pointed out in the finger. Because at the end of the day, when the person gets arrested, when it goes to court, they're always going to point the finger at the rapper or the person with the most money, and this we know. So more will come up on that situation, and we'll probably try to see and figure that out. But most likely, it's going to be the same resolution. Try to be careful of what you do when you're out there, especially at these concerts and things. There's a lot going on at festivals, concerts. People are drinking, having a good time, and then some people are not having a good time, and that ends up to be a bad time for everybody if that's not controlled. What else we got up here, though, you guys? Oh, you know what I wanted to talk to you guys about? There's been a lot of bust in New York City. I've seen a lot of like bad drugs and these weed stores opening up in these delis and just putting out bad stuff. And this drug called Tusi, it was connected. It started the Tusi drug started it. We started hearing about it with the Diddy situation, with the Diddy lawsuit, and it was the pink C. You know what I'm talking about. And I just feel like those type of drugs in these times, like just the whole putting the color on top of the same poison, is these are just exceptional things to just poison your mind and have you thinking that it's supposed to be some. It's just like when people put the kids and the candies and the candy faces and stuff on their products. It's like the attraction of it says that it's gonna be sweet, delicious, or it's attracting to, these are the things that's going to deceive people. And I hope people just know that, no matter all these drugs that you're seeing in these times are very detrimental to your future. Do not take this in, be in control of the things you do. Not telling you what to do or how much to do, but just be in control of the things you do. And whatever you're doing, just know that, in time, that's going to affect your body regardless of what it is. People have their choices and everybody makes mistakes, but just that's not a, I feel like they should get all of these types of weird drugs off the street because it's killing the youth, and because it looks like everything when just because it looks playful or colorful doesn't necessarily mean that it's not the most dangerous thing that you can be using. So for the youth out there, you got to take heed in what these, especially with the names too. They like to put these like not crazy names on it, something that sounds so familiar, and then boom, the youth take the drug and now their minds are corrupted and they don't know what next to do. They end up in hospital. Um, Let me see. You know what they said too? I wanted to talk to you guys about. Remember, I told you guys with the prison systems in these times, right? As far as the times that we're living in now, as far as the climate changing, the food, everything that's going on in Texas, prisoners have been dying in prison, and one can say it's because of bad conditions, but we could also say it's life and because of that's why prison and this whole getting locked up is not even worth it in these times. Doing crime and putting yourself in a place where you could probably do years of your life in a place locked up where the health and your thing is it's gonna be up for grabs. You gotta weigh it out. It's not worth it, man. I'm telling you. People in their everyday life is more worried about their health and trying to keep themselves together. And you could just imagine being in prison where they're not gonna just feed your needs if you get sick. There's a lot of people in there, so anything can happen in there. It's not the best place to be. You guys gotta know that, man. I put up, let's talk about. I put up a video. I like to tell you guys what drops I drop. You guys go check it out, and we have this conversation on it. And one conversation that came up that I did a video for, and it's just unanswered, it's left unanswered, is who benefits more, the main chick or the side chick? Because you shouldn't even have a side chick in the first place. But people are saying on social media, oh, the side chicks, they benefit more because they know more about the person, and the main chicks, their focus is not as focused on the person as much as the side chick is. When I thought about it, I put the video out, and it's still going and forming conversation. But it's almost like there is a misconception of what a relationship is. Having that friendship in the beginning should cut the side chick out. That strong bond that you have in the beginning. Not to say that's gonna last through the whole relationship the same, but that's the part of the relationship where you kind of form that you don't need anybody else. I can fill this position as a friend as well as a lover. But people take it so fast, relationships go so quick that you end up at a point where you guys are kind of separating because you skipped over that part. That's scary. That's very scary. So you guys go check that video I have out. It's after this is over, it's called I believe it's side chick versus main chick, or main chick versus side chick. You guys check it out, and it's really dope. Has different opinions on different people's outlook of who gets the benefits, or who would rather be in that place, and what really in these times what really works for people. So I want you guys to really check that out, and then the next Monday we can talk that convo and we can break it down and see how you guys feel on that. What else? You know what I wanted to talk to you guys about? I'm always telling you guys to be very aware of the things that you put out there on social media. And sometimes you don't even have to put out anything for you to receive some kind of like negative energy towards you, or somebody actually, going out their way to stalking, or, getting into some like criminal acts about you. And what I've seen with the Taylor Swift, I've seen they said the 19-year-old that I believe they had arrested him. He had explosives and all sorts of these weapons, and he was the one threatening Taylor Swift. See, these are the type of things that people don't understand how dangerous this life is. Now, we don't know what upset that kid's mind to say you want to do something to Taylor Swift. She hasn't did anything to him, but most likely his social media corrupted his mind to having him think a certain way about the female, and he's going out there and he's trying to do something against, because people are seeing all these things happening in social media and they feel like, oh, it's just easy to do. I'm so happy she canceled that concert. People have to understand the responsibilities that these venues should be almost taken as strict as the presidential, when they having these debates. It should be taken because safety is up for grabs when you're dealing with these amounts of people. When there's a lot amount of people, anything can happen. So um, that whole thing, it's just scary to see that some fans are so disconnected from life to realize that these people are humans too, and you can't invade their privacy or put out threats online and think that they're not gonna go to the police or authority to try to handle that situation, because what we're seeing is these things people are going through with these. It's no more of just like it was the trolls trolling, but it's not that anymore. Sometimes we're seeing trolls with this type of mental health. They're actually taking the step further to go out there and harm people or harm the person that they're talking on social media, which is way out of line, which you're going way too far, and you have mental issues. You need to fix yourself up. Because usually when you realize, when you're beefing with somebody online, or you're just going back and forth with online, eventually the more you go, you start to realize it's you. And it might not be you that the situation is about, but it's you, the way you handling the situation, that's making it, rise and escalate. Because it's not even worth it in these times. If somebody approaches you and they have a problem with you, you deal with every situation at an individual. But putting stuff online can only leave you with a timeline of you going straight to prison after everything is all over. So mind and watch what you do. And these crazy people out here, for the artists out there, you gotta watch certain. Sometimes you gotta block some fans, man. Don't look at it like losing money. Look at it like saving your space and saving these, because your music attracts certain people. Like when people put out certain music that attracts the wrong energy, and they have to live with it, and that can be, that abundance of energy, that could be overwhelming for anybody. Trust me. You don't even have to be the biggest of celebrity. You could just be just a social media content creator, and people look at you in a certain way, maybe for your political views or anything, and then now you have this pressure on your back because people expect more of you than you're not even thinking about of yourself. So it gets crazy on social media. That's why you have to be very mindful of what you put out there, because people are very tuned in, And most likely, a lot of these serial killers and things like that, it all starts on social media and them mapping out the things you're doing. And, so that it can get crazy. That's why you don't speak on certain people and you just don't go out there like you're the toughest a person because, hey, look at it. A sniper, you don't have to get into a fight with a sniper. He could be from far away and then, a distant shot can take you out. So knowing that life is priceless and knowing that, that the people around us is a big thing of the people around us and are guiding us of where and the people we're going to encounter. If you keep bad people around you, then most likely you're going to be in a bad environment. You're going to get into bad situations. But when you keep good people around you, you're doing things that more. Everybody's more focused, and I can't say that nothing bad can't happen because anything can happen. But you're more focused on the things that you guys are doing instead of just focusing on the violence and all the nonsense. People, it's a misconception that people through it all that people are not living these. This happiness in a lot of. You can find happiness in a lot of things, but when you find it in yourself, you become such a peaceful person because you see things what's going on and you know what's next to come, no matter what people put out there. So your intake on how people, like, say you get bothered or offended by what somebody's putting on social media, if you don't block them or don't want to see that, just get them out the way. If that's a problem, even when you block them, you still have to understand that's probably still a problem within yourself that you can't, take that in. Just go past it. Just don't let it sit on your mind. That's what's been going on in these times. People are letting these problems sit on their mind and it's weighing them down to make these weird decisions. It's crazy. I seen they said Offset he was wilding on Twitter or putting out a message or something like that. The whole thing with Offset and Cardi, that's the right and reason I want to talk about it too much because you have to understand it's still a relationship and people like to jump in the middle. Sometimes all you gotta do is put your advice and maybe hopefully somebody catches your best advice and they can work things out or behind the scenes or however they're working things out. But a lot of people have a lot to say with relationships, and relationships they're all different. But there's certain things in a relationship that everybody shares, and those are the things you can always put advice out there. So I won't necessarily just say any bad things on the relationship because you never know. Love, anything can happen in these times, and you want to stay close to your family and you want to work things out, but you can't break people's heart by just not valuing them. And that's what it is. A lot of people are not getting their value love like they want to in these times. A lot of people are unhappy with their partners and things like that because of certain situations. But it all comes down to how you guys are going to solve it, if you can solve it, and how you guys are going to move on. And that's just how it goes, man. I don't really like really talking too much on people's relationship like that unless I can help somebody maybe see a different look or outlook of it. But yeah, man, you don't. For example, like Young Miami, I could have came on here and said, "Oh, you picked a bad choice with Diddy, this and that," but you never knew her situation and the choices that she makes. It's always learning from it. I know it's hard. It's hard. As a grown man, I felt like that wasn't the best match for her. Coming out of a relationship of domestic violence, going into another relationship that even if he didn't have any domestic violence with you, you still attracted the same thing that you came from. And this is what you have to open your eyes up to see. That you're attracting the same type of energy, whether that person did that to you or not. It's the same thing. Whether you are dating your baby father, whoever you're saying that allegedly you guys had the domestic violence thing going on, and you go whether the person has more money, the next person you go to, if they have those same domestic violence situations, you're attracting the same type of energy. And maybe if you really want a relationship, a soulmate, or somebody that you can have more trust in, that these type of situations won't happen to you, you might have to change your energy up just a little bit and be a little more guarded and protective of the people that come into your life. Like keeping people like JT around, those are the people that know you and know your heart from the beginning. So that type of energy is always supposed to be around because she's gonna be the person like, I'm not digging that. I'm not dig, and that's your alert inside to keep your energy level. You can't like break off with a guy and just run into the wind, because you never know where you're going. When you turn around, the people that's behind you that can give these little alerts, like I don't think he should be doing this or that, they're not there because they don't know where you guys are going with it. And I think the next person that you will attract will be a better energy, completely different person. And listen, ladies, you don't have to go for this super rich guy or looking for this guy, because really that's all for show. Go for the guy that loves you the most. And I guarantee you, no matter what anybody outside in the world says, you will have the biggest smile and that you will have the best of times with that person. You just got to give yourself a chance to look at things different and understand that love does not just, fall in your lap or arrive on your doorstep. It doesn't work like that. Figuring people out, figuring yourself out, your energy is what's going to attract somebody to you. So whatever energy that you possess, if you have like this energy of, oh, I got to take that, I'm getting money, this and that, well, that type of person is going to be attracted to you. And usually that type of energy together, you don't really need. If you're on your get money and you're on your building and you're leaving a place where domestic violence was present, you have to go towards a person where that's going to be a little more, I'm not going to say like, because they have this big thing on social media was righteous, this and that, but just somebody that has their feet planted on the floor and know what they want out of life, and not necessarily looking for the big bag, but maybe looking for like big dreams or big family, and honor those people, and then you'll find your love in that. Just don't go for the guy that's just going to be throwing money here and there in your face and hurting you behind the scenes. Well, and I'm not saying that you said Diddy hurt you or something behind the scenes, but I'm just saying, try to be careful, because the people that you leave in the past could be the same people you attract in the future if you don't change your energy. But healing energy goes out to you because you did see something different, and you hopefully that you'll finally break away. I know you're not all the way free yet. You're still on revolt, and there's still some things you probably got to let go of just to understand that you just being you is good enough. But at the end of the day, it's a good thing that you do see what's going on, and you have, I see you have an open ear and open mind to what other people are saying, and your intake, you listen. So I want to give you some props, because not a lot of people listen. They feel like, oh, I got this. This is. And also, I would say make up with JT. Make up, you guys make up behind the scenes. Whether she make a mistake of social media on these times and went on social media, don't fault her for that, because sometimes social media gives you the loudest scream, and sometimes you need the loudest scream to say, I really care inside, but I just can't say it because you're so disconnected to how we once was. So try to take that in heat, and don't knock people for the way they do things unless you really don't want to mess with them no more. If you ain't effing with them no more, then that's that. But if that's the case, both of you guys are going to be on social media. So whether you handle it on social media or behind the scenes, handle it the right way. Because that's not anything like, that's not fake or fake love you guys have for each other. So that can be patched. This little, essentially, a little setchy. Drink your water, y'all. Drink your water. And I don't expect this to be going all over the place, because I purposely did not put any political things in this, because then a whole bunch of people starts coming in, and I know y'all feel like that's going to be the best way of doing it, but for me that's just too, it's like all over the place. I'd rather just keep a little cool few, and then later on you guys check it out. Because sometimes it get crazy. And it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. We living, we feeling good. So we got to make the best out of the day. Another thing too, with that whole the Julio Foolio. You see how sickening that thing is? How many people was after him, and it's a mess. It's a mess. And not only is it a mess, it's like you can't, the energy again, man. The energy you put out there, you can't. You do something to somebody's family, and they'll hunt you down for life. You're thinking that you're moving on with life and you ain't have no problems, and 20 years ago you did something to that person. You didn't you and you went on with your life thinking that it was over, and it wasn't over. That chess move was still gonna move on that board in 20 years. You don't want to put that type of energy out there. Try to make peace with the people that you have problems with, because most of the times it ain't even, if it has somebody that any person that passed away or anything like that. Well, I can't tell somebody how to revenge that. Some people feel like, getting back revenge or putting that same type of pain on the other person's family is equal. But for for people that have the right minds, depending on the situation, I'm not going to tell you what to do in that situation because life has its way of working things out, and the way people think, I can't really stop people from thinking that way. It's not like that's gonna. All I can tell you is always you can. Energy is controllable, and if you don't control your energy, you can find yourself in some places that, man, you in a big trouble. But that Julio Foolio stuff is sickening. It is sick. Lauryn Hill, she was complaining with, Lauryn Hill, once you, I love Lauryn Hill, but it's a thing about that I heard from the early that I knew that wasn't gonna go with people because the disconnection that she has. A lot of people love her for the misconception of Lauryn Hill. Her first, the miseducation, excuse me, of Lauryn Hill, but her first album is one of the greatest albums as far as like female wise. And matter of fact, it doesn't even have to be female and hip hop wise. But that was never the problem. Her music was never the problem. The only problem she ever had that I've heard, besides behind the scenes stuff with the Fugees, was the showing up late to concerts and coming on your own time and things like that. And I think that even if that's some of maybe what if that just happened once and social media made that into this big thing, and now people look at her like that. It's the energy, how people feel like it's gonna be is how they're gonna treat you. But in these times, I wouldn't say Fugees is a big group in hip hop, but you really have to stay connected to your fan base to pull people out to the stage. Um, I've seen some of the biggest artists, haven't packed the show. It doesn't mean that you lost anything from people. It's just a connection that people have. Do they want to spend these tickets with so many concerts and things all in one year? People are really budgeting out where they're putting their money. So I wouldn't just necessarily take that like that. But a full Fuji's concert, I would think it would be for I don't know. But just you know, I would maybe like maybe something a smaller venue, a little more would be dope. Like an in-house smaller venue. I think her fans. I think we all appreciate that too. Instead of just all these concerts and just take it little by little and build it back up because in these times artists have new artists out, the fans are growing with new artists, and it's just life. It's just that's just how it goes sometimes. But nobody ever is gonna deny the Fugees in hip hop history. That's just one thing. But I'm just saying, sometimes you can get up on stage in a different crowd and it's just not the same, or people didn't show up because the promotion or the marketing of that show. It's a whole things that can a lot of things that go into factors. Don't take it on yourself like people don't want to hear the music or don't want to show up, because people do. Sometimes it's the setting and the place and the time that makes the event what it is, not just the artist. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Good music is needed. That Texas prison heat wave is crazy though. I couldn't imagine being in prison with a heat wave. I mean, ridiculous. I'm on the cool out today though. Relaxing myself feels good. I got some more videos to work on, but I'm gonna get some breakfast this morning. Maybe some soup, some chicken soup on a Friday. I could get some chicken soup this morning. Yeah, that's all. I'm gonna get some chicken soup. I might chop it up with you guys right after. But after this live, I have a special video for you guys to drop at 10:30, and it's just a gathering of conspiracies of different things that people have been talking about, and some of them might have came true, and some of them was just way too spooky for us to even imagine. So that's dropping today at 10:30, 10:30 a.m. So that's coming up most likely after this. You guys gotta check it out. It's gonna be crazy. As well as the one I had dropped this morning, side chick versus main chick. I really want to hear you guys' thoughts on that, and so you guys leave a comment down below on that. And this episode is brought to you by InspiredByDreams.shop, and we have everything from little light jackets. We have so many T-shirts, beanies, snapbacks. We got a little bit of everything. Just trying to keep the people looking good with a new brand that's refreshing to the people, because a lot of things right now, a lot of these brands, they trying to get their last out of your wallet, and they're not even dropping prices. Their prices are going sky high as the economy crumbles. People are so greedy and selfish in these times. I just keep myself away from all of that. But yeah, that's what I'm on this morning. Now, this it's Friday, but it doesn't feel like a Friday all the way Friday to me because of the weather. My body kind of goes with the weather. If the weather is muggy and stuff, my allergies start making it. That's why I keep myself hydrated, and I'm gonna get some soup today. I'm definitely gonna do the soup today. You guys should do some soup with me. I'm on the chilly chill today. It's 9:30. It's nice and early. Yeah, I was looking through it, and you know what was good too? I seen a an interview on Big Facts I was watching with Quando Rondo, and I brought it back, man. It was deep. It was deep. Quando said he feel like God um, blessed him with an opportunity, and he totally took advantage. He said like he felt like he didn't take the best out of it, took advantage of it, and he was just very focused, Quando Rondo. And I was just watching him and listening to him. I think he's gonna be all right. I think he's gonna once he makes it through this and keep a steady mind frame and keep himself out the streets with all that sliding and riding. I think that he's gonna be all right. He's facing like a one, I believe, one more charge he's facing, and from that point on, he should as he's growing, growing into his adult stages and getting older and older. He's starting to see things for what it really is, and starting to realize the things that he puts out there is definitely detrimental to how people look at him. Because that even happened to NBA YoungBoy. Just the way he presented himself, people kept this outlook of him, and in the end, that became the same outlook people charged him with, and just not. It's really sometimes that's the reason why when actors are in movies and the movie says cut, they're not dressed up or acting like that person that they was playing in the role of the movies. And rap, somebody comes in, with this whole keep it real thing, and they have to live this out outside of this life too. It's not like when the camera goes cut, they go into something else. No, it's the life that they're living, and they're bringing it in the forefront. So that's the disconnection. When I hear a lot of people say, in the movies you don't see them getting shot down. Well, there's a reason for that, because outside of the movies they don't conduct themselves like the roles that they played in the movies too. That's one of the reasons why what you put out there and the music you put out there, it's very detrimental. Say you put out some music out there that's just making people harm other people, or bringing on the energy that people are riding out and hurting people, sliding to. You don't think that none of that's going to come back to you? Of course it is. When people see you, they're going to champion you for that type of energy, thinking that that energy is all that surrounds you. And eventually that's how people judge you, and situations happen. And you could have been a good guy, and now people are misjudging you because of what you put out, a song that went viral. That's why sometimes going viral is not always the best thing to do. Like going viral. Going viral on what? What are you doing going viral? Especially if you're somebody that you mind your business and you're not in everybody's business. Going viral could be detrimental to the things that you're doing, your business and things like that. Let you go viral for saying something like spewing out some political something about somebody, and you lose your job behind things like that. These are things that I learned as younger, and it's not just like, oh no, I don't care about losing my job. It's not about that. It's about losing your voice in these times, losing your presence, your voice, everything you stand for. People are wiped that away because of these dumb things that you're doing. I would never come on here unless I have a problem with somebody and I can't find a way to fix it outside, and I have to come on here and speak to somebody directly. I'm not trying to come on here and just be beefing with people. What sense does that make? From a distance, when everybody's looking in, you just look like two fools. You're arguing over something that could be resolved, but you're handling it, and even kids can resolve some of these things better than I see some adults on here. And it's like, come on, man. It's one day you want to do the right thing, and the next day you want to be this super gangster. It's not gonna work. People don't know how to determine that type of energy. That type of energy says to me that somebody is just faking it. You don't want to be put in that. You don't want to be put in that. You want to keep your energy always uplifting other people. People, and you know what? I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's not the easiest thing to do. Because if you're looking for the biggest of views and this and that, I won't say you get into this content creating business when it comes to uplifting people. Don't get in it and do this. You might have to cover something like news or mix something else up with it. But when it comes to uplifting people, you find your tribe, you find certain people here and there, but then you have a lot of onlookers and they feel like, oh, we nothing ain't going wrong with us and we just this righteous crowd and we don't do nothing wrong. What are you talking about? They don't understand that we all make mistakes. It's how we deal with our mistakes. If you think that people are not out here making mistakes in these times or not out here wilding out, you're crazy. But how you handle yourself and how you put yourself on social media is going to be everything. That's the reason why, a lot of people, it's one thing about, now I know there's always been a thing in our community in hip hop with this, the whole money thing, showing money. But before this all, you never was supposed to show people or tell people how much money you have. And that's just being smart. Because being that money right now, especially in these times, it was always really the forefront of everything people are doing. They basing it off of money. Then you can be judged, and the person that you actually are, it could be wiped away. It could be wiped right away. I can't wait till 10:30. You guys see this episode that I got coming for you guys with the conspiracies. How the demons don't like to look in. How the like when people when they sell their soul. It was a whole bunch of stuff, man. I'm not saying that everything is. It has some logic to it. Like they were saying, people that sell their soul. If you notice in their houses, there's not a lot of mirrors because in those mirrors they see demons and see different things. So that's the reason why a lot of people they need a whole bunch of people around them too. It's not just outside. No, inside the homes too. You'll see these people with makeup artists and a whole bunch of things because they need people around them to feel themselves, just to feel safe. Could you just imagine the anxiety levels that you would get when everybody is talking about you or saying something negative towards you? The anxiety levels of that can rise and it can drive people to go crazy, insane. We don't know. Even we do hear a lot of people have these different religions and follow different things. Just look in early what I believe one Kalania, one of these singers, got accused allegedly of following a cult. And I'm gonna tell you how these people get into cults. Money. When you worship money, and you don't realize that you're worshiping the money, you can find yourself following a whole bunch of things that doesn't serve your soul that God put you on this earth. And the more they lead you away, because money can lead you away from God. But it's not the fact that money is the problem. You're the problem. Not knowing what's really the purpose of you being here. You're just taking money and you're following wherever it goes. And that's how people lead themselves into trouble. It's not really about, we all need money. We all getting money. We all need money to grow our businesses and us as a person. But at the same point, when you only worship that, these are the type of results that you get. There's no such thing as selling your soul and trying to get a return on it. You don't get a return on selling your soul. Once you do it, do whatever you have to do to get to where you got to go. The people behind you, we all see it. You're going to start to notice that all the things that we were saying, like, look at LeBron. Let's just put a little LeBron versus Michael Jordan. Everybody says this and that, the money, this and that. But you can't be mad at a person like LeBron for wanting his kid to be in the NBA so he can have like a little say or ground or a cover around him. Michael Jordan's son, all of this sexual dating Pippins, you know, X, and now you see him stuffing that nonsense up his nose. You start realizing like people don't really pay too much mind to their folks when they up there. People they don't pay too much mind to their folks. They get to a point where they say, before it all goes down, I want to do this for my family, but when it goes down, it's kind of like they separate because they want people to look at them in this new light, and their family can only see them in the light that they know them as. So that's when that whole separation starts going crazy. And now look, anybody that's using those type of harsh drugs and hard drugs in these times, you could tell they have more than just problem that meets the eye. Behind the scenes, people are drugged up and their health is going deteriorating because all this stuff they putting in their body. They don't have the right mental or the people around to say no to something. No, I don't want to be a part of that. No, because everybody in those places feel like they have to be a part of this. And this is, if this is what's going on in this establishment, I have to be a part of it. No, Like I said, I don't want to be these people's friend. If you look on my Instagram, I am Mickey Made It. I started that for this page. I only follow a few people, and that's the only people that I see. I don't go to my other pages that I had before and look at the gossip of this. No, that's a slight read. It have to be really something big, and I don't follow every celebrity because nowadays it is draining some of these people with this whole election thing. To see how some of these people think, it's disappointing. So I don't even bother. I have a few people, the people that see me growing in there, and they follow me on there. If they don't follow me, I'm most likely not gonna see everything that's posted out there. It's just to save myself from all the nonsense out there. I don't need to see it. I've always been good doing my own thing and coming up with my own different things. There's gonna be a lot of people out there take that, but at the end of the day, that's probably what hip hop is bred on. You know, the sampling of this, sampling of that. But always remember, the people that really look out for their people, and not just say they're looking out for their people, or just supporting one kind of people. These are the people that's gonna be blessed in the end. So yeah, man, you guys look out. I got a couple videos coming today. You guys trust me when I tell you, very deep. Especially I know that's gonna, cause y'all really got. I was trying to answer all y'all the comments on my on the I Hate My Kids, but it was just so many. I was trying to, so I'm gonna get back and answering you guys. I like to stay connected with my people, but I really want to hear you guys. What do you guys think about the main chick or the side chick? Who benefits more? And in these times, what is the better position, if there's a position in those at all? So I'm about to get out of here, man. I love you. It's a short one today. It's Friday. I got a lot of things to do today. I might jump back on. I might just drop a little surprise video. Surprise video, I would say most likely it'll be. And what, Monday? Monday I'm gonna have something for you guys. And remember what I told you. September I'm a Virgo, is my birthday month, and it's going up. A lot of surprises coming as these days to come. Maybe I'll just hang out with you guys for a little second. I don't know. You know what I wanted to show you guys too? I remember last time you always want to know my products. Go check this out. This is pretty good for the for my locks. I use coconut oil. They have a coconut oil. It's a small can, and that's a good product for the locks too. I feel like it's light on the locks, and it doesn't really like stay sticky on your locks. You know, your locks still you have to let the locks breathe, you know, so you can have like that little sponges feeling. So yeah, it feels good. I love that. That's a product I'm gonna definitely keep using, because a lot of times in these times, especially with businesses and things like that, a lot of these products they sell you are broken products. You gotta watch out for that. People do not care about you. So yeah, man. You guys, love you guys. I hope you guys tuned in today and you took something from this that you can probably take home on the weekend and chop it up. If not, check out my other videos that's dropping today. One at 10:30, one already dropped. I got a lot of things coming. I love you guys. Keep that good energy. And just remember out there, man, just be you and love on yourself. Protect yourself. Love on yourself. And then you're going to find your best lover. They'll be walking right towards you. Don't fool people. Don't lie to people. And just don't do things in a selfish way. Don't do things out of your selfishness. Do things out of your heart. Or don't do it at all. All right? Love y'all. Peace.